Second half, Richie McCaw just had a quick word with Nigel Owens before the second half starts. So this will be a big first 10 minutes in the second half to see whether the All Blacks can be the first team to score. That's pretty important, Justin.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you get the feeling that that's what everybody is thinking here. When are the All Blacks going to strike?
Okay, so the whistle blows. We're underway. Second half. As Sexton makes the long kickoff. Taken by Aaron Smith. Off it goes to Luatua. And the All Blacks are going to clear this from inside the 22 with Smith. Again, it's only drifted about 10 metres, been lost forward, and now the All Blacks can counter as the long pass comes out into midfield. Here's Dagg, slings it away to Xavier. The kick and chase, and the bounce of the ball is favourable and is hacked away by Carney, straight into the arms of Luatua, and he gets the big legs pumping onto the 10-metre line. He goes, and he sets it right in centre field for Aaron Smith. Away for Cruden. Jane is there, now Hoare works it across to McCaw, standing wide on the right wing side. The Irish defence has been pretty good, and they've won themselves a penalty as McCaw held on.
Yeah, Sean O'Brien, I tell you, he's really made a good fist of this open side flank berth. You can see there with the headgear, he's over the ball. McCaw is quite clearly holding on. You can see O'Brien is supporting his body weight because he's got his hands on the ball. He's not using the ground or anything to prop him up. His hands are on the ball, so he's got good leg position, nice and strong. He's a big boy to move anyway.
Guys, I've just had a word with Declan Kidney, the great Munster coach and man who was the coach of Ireland, and he said he's never seen Ireland play. Best 40 minutes of rugby he's ever seen from Ireland. He thinks they'll never get a better chance to win.
Oh, he's on his feet.
Well, they've had opportunities in the past and just haven't quite been able to cash in. 73 was the best effort, a 10-all draw at the old Lansdowne Road, which is right here, of course, where the Aviva is. Here is Ireland with the ball again. Across into centre field it goes for Heaslip. Now Murray. And a little pop pass on the inside for Carney, a set move. Just a little bit laboured, though, and forward as well. And now Nigel Owens can't hear his assistant referees, so he is going to need some remedial work done.
I like that from Ireland. Look, it's very easy for something that has worked for teams not to go back to it. But this is the same setup, the same move that they made the break on for the try in the first half, and they are confident enough to have the variations to go back to that move and try and break the All Blacks open again. And to be fair, the space is there.
Well, while this is happening and while Nigel Owens gets his communication gear repaired, Andrew Hoare leaves the field quite likely for the last time as an All Black. He just takes a look up to the crowd. Dane Coles is on in 16.
Yes, well, Andrew Hoare would have been told at half-time that's the way they work. He would have been told, no doubt, at half-time. And a few handshakes there, notably one from Kevin Mialamu, his old hooking mate, if you like, who's running water today. So that may well be the end of it after 83 test matches.
So in the meantime, the All Blacks have had time to think about a move that they think they can crack this Irish defence open with. You can see there O'Driscoll is nice and tight with Sexton. And then on the far side, David Carney. Israel Dagg's really wide from the scrum. He's a good 25 metres from where the scrum is, right on the outside. So you'd expect the opportunity is on the left, because what he's done by having that width is create the option on the left that's made the Irish stack that side.
Yes, Nate. Perfect.
So Smith gets it in, and he creeps away to the right, and in fact he swings it away to the left. So here's Cruden with Nonu. Off it goes to Ben Smith, and he's well contained. Aaron Smith again frees it away for Cruden into midfield for Retallick, and it's been lost forward. I think Retallick tried to slip the pass to Falmoina.
Well, those are the mistakes that Ian Foster was talking about. Just not coming off today. Not a great sign that they're making them early in the second half. You can see that was Healy just getting a hand in there.
Yeah, he actually knocked it back Healy, didn't he? And it went into Retallick's hands again, who then knocked it forward. That was a reactional thing. Quite unlucky there, the All Blacks, really, to be fair. Retallick's been so good at the line with his decision-making all year, being that first receiver. Sometimes he carries, sometimes he hits his forward partner, or at other times, like we saw at Ellis Park, he hits the first 5 out the back, which led to a try. He's been very, very good in that area all year.
Lads, let's quicken this up. Let's get in, please, and let's get on with it.
So Dane Coles.
Come on, let's get in, lads.
2 replacement hookers on now. An early introduction for Sean Cronin.
Bind! Set! Yes, mate! Yes!
So Conor Murray. And, well, you don't see it very often, but Nigel Owen said he put it under his own forward's feet.
Well, he didn't want to put it in at all. They were under pressure, but they've taken the tap quickly.
Reed, they didn't get back 10 metres by a long way. And it's going to be another 10. And they may well consider now a scrum after Reed took the quick tap.
I think they're better just to tap and go. Scrum hasn't been super solid, but I think Ireland are thriving on the structure. They're quite liking the set piece. Their scrum's solid. They're able to set their defensive systems here. The All Blacks are so very good off turnover ball, so quick taps, getting in behind, trying to take the tempo. It might just invigorate the players as well. Get their body language, get their speed and tempo that they want in the game up, just by initiating something different rather than going to this structure.
Crouch! Bind! Why are we making this a problem and spoiling the game now? Let's get in and let's get on with it, please.
I guess plus also, the All Blacks are chasing the scoreboard, and the more they go to this scenario, the more it eats up the clock.
The only thing I can think of, Justin, is they just want to try and take those Irish loose forwards out of it, because they've been outstanding. Commit them to the scrum.
Yes, mate.
Again, the All Blacks have the numbers away to the right, and they may well swing it back again. They do. So Cruden away for Ben Smith. Cruden gets the little wraparound. Cruden making good ground. Got the pass off to Nonu, and he puts it there for Aaron Smith to clear. Now Whitelock, as they are inside the 22, and Aaron Smith for Retallick. Flying at him was Healy. Now here's Cruden, chased across by O'Brien. McCaw gets his hands on the ball. Well and truly contained, but it's there again as Aaron Smith. Now Cruden, he's just creating a few little gaps with his running. Now here's Retallick, always willing to accept the ball. Off it goes to Nonu, and wide or intercept by Tommy Bowe. But he got tackled at exactly the same time, and the clearing kick is made. Not out, so Dag slings it wide. Now here's Corey Jane in a bit of space. That gets knocked away, knocked on by an Irish player. So he's playing advantage here, as Aaron Smith works it away to Dag. Here's Coles. Coles having a bit of a dab himself, almost to halfway.
Advantage over.
The advantage is gone. Here's Faumuina. Fights through a couple. Good run by Charlie Faumuina. Just 5 metres in Irish territory. Penalty coming the All Blacks' way. And it doesn't come back. And so now this is 5 metres in All Black territory. And Aaron Cruden, well, I've seen them kick goals from this sort of distance.
I think definitely take it. He's going for touch, but it's not an overly difficult kick in terms of width or anything. Yes, it's got some distance on it, but they're backing themselves, the All Blacks, and Ireland will be aware that they can strike and strike at any time. Their discipline's been good so far defensively, but they're really going to be under the pump here. Interesting the way the All Blacks are going to the short line. They've got Faumuina, Retallick and Crockett, 2 props out in the back line.
So Luatua right at the front. Whitelock. McCaw's in there. And so's Kieran Reid. And back goes Whitelock. And he doesn't get the ball. It was underthrown and has been claimed by Toner. Ireland desperate. They're not going to get this back though. And the All Blacks, well, they get a reprieve.
Sam Whitelock did extremely well there. They lost the ball, but the reaction of Whitelock, he got underneath Toner, who went up and managed to secure the ball. Watch Whitelock's reaction here. He recognises we've lost it. Down he goes to the ground, and from there, he's the man who keeps the jumper up. We don't quite see it there, and manages to create a collapse maul, and the All Blacks get another opportunity.
9 minutes gone, second half.
Crouch. Same standards now, please. Bind. Set. Yes, 9.
Smith in a prime attacking position.
Stay down.
Slings it away. Now Cruden. Away it goes to Savia. Good tackle on him though by O'Driscoll. But the attack continues. Here is a run from Dag. Close. Just couldn't quite get it down.
I want to check if that touched. Time
And
out. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Away.
he wants to check
out.
that it might have touched the line.
Looks like it's up, doesn't
Time
it?
out. Graham. I'm happy with the momentum. I just wanted to check if there's a hand underneath the ball as it went to on the line, okay? So did it touch the line? Momentum and everything is fine. Just check if the grounding, please.
Well, there's no celebrating here from the All Blacks.
No. He put the hammer down, Israel Dag.
I hear you now. Try it
It's a
again.
great burst through the middle from Sevilla, and then the recycle was super quick.
Yeah.
It did look like for all money he was going to get there, but look at the defence from Ireland. Oh, he's certainly short, but he's happy with the momentum, Nigel Owens, he said, so it's just whether or not he actually gets to the line, Dag. Oh, there's a hand under there. Wow.
Well, let me get this sorted first, please, okay? Graham?
Yeah, hang on, Nigel, just going back for that other angle.
Yeah, okay. Show me that other angle again, please.
Yeah.
This is the angle they're talking about, absolutely. You can see here, he's short, momentum carries him over,
Okay, can I tell you what I've seen?
but there's hands underneath.
Yeah, go on,
Okay.
Nigel.
Unless you tell me any different on a different angle or a better view, it looks to me like the ball is held up with an arm underneath.
Yes, I'm with you on that. Okay.
Now the All Blacks have to come all the way back.
Okay.
Well, the All Blacks had a look at the replay and they all headed back to halfway.
Interestingly, they were looking at the same replay on the big screen that Nigel Owens was. They're all standing in the same spot. They obviously thought different.
Oh, it's a tough call. They're all tough, Richie.
It's a tough call. They're all tough, Richie. Yes.
There's the stand-up comedian coming out, and
Like
Nigel
you've done
Owens
the last
again.
two scrums have been excellent. Just keep it going now. Time on.
Okay, so it's All Black ball, remember.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Yes, 9.
In it goes from Smith. Reid holding. Smith swings it away. Cruden off to Nonu. Well defended. Smith gets it off again to Retallick. Who else? Gets himself out into centre field. Now here's Faumawina thundering up the centre. Lays it off again for Aaron Smith. Cole's trying to battle his way through.
Ball is out.
Oh, he just about lost control of that. Here's Faumawina having another go. Aaron Smith once more. Holt turns it back on the inside for Whitelock.
Ruck is called. Ruck called.
Just trying to work them around. Now Nonu. Short pass. Ripped away. And Ireland have got the ball back.
Yes.
All Blacks not looking sharp on attack.
No, he just ripped it out of his hands.
He's penalised the Irish for obstruction here.
Remember Falcon rigged in and took the chaser out.
Yeah, All Blacks coming through to charge down, obstructed by Devon Toner. And it looks like a change is going to be made in the All Black backline. Ryan Crotty about to come on. There it was there.
This is...
That's a tough call.
Yeah.
Because the ball was already, you'd think, almost on its way.
You'd think so. I tell you, though, this is the three they could have taken earlier. It must have been that Cruden thought it was too far. Has to have been. Because it contradicts this decision. So all I can guess is Richie McCaw earlier, 5 minutes earlier, thought that Aaron Cruden said to him, it's too far for me.
Well, the question is, with Ryan Crotty coming on, who's leaving?
Israel Dagg is leaving.
Yeah. So Ben Smith back to fullback, maybe? Yes. Cruden's penalty is successful. 22 points to 10. Taken the All Blacks 12 minutes, though, to score in the second half.
Listen to me, backing it up.
Change being made for Ireland. Rob Kearney, who might have written his name in history today, about to leave the field. Luke Fitzgerald will come on in jersey 23.
He's got plenty of experience. 27th test match for Luke Fitzgerald. Ryan Crotty in just his 5th.
Kearney doesn't want to know about it.
Time out.
Well, he was under an injury cloud, Rob Kearney. He was one of several players.
In fact, I just correction on that. And O'Driscoll's going off. It's a head knock. I think they were set to replace Kearney, but now O'Driscoll's had to go in for a concussion check. Here it is here.
Okay, well, he might well be back as the kickoff is made by Sexton, claimed by Whitelock. And the All Blacks have had plenty of possession in the second half as Smith drops the kick just onto the halfway line, and a good contest is won well by David Kearney as Murray works it across. Sexton, Darcy, nice work on his feet from Cronin, who's been very good since he came on. All Blacks piling it over the top. The ball wasn't really protected there. There's an Irish player down. Sexton, I think, in back play. So it may well be Sexton.
So they're missing a first receiver. Someone needs to stand up.
So it was Fitzgerald who did that as Paul O'Connell slings it across to his locking mate, Devon Toner. Here's O'Brien, who's abandoned the headgear in the second half. Oh, that means big turnover, big tackle, and Whitelock plows downfield almost to the halfway line. Aaron Smith gets it. Off it goes to Nonu. Remember that Ben Smith is back at fullback now as McCaw has it, slips the pass to Coles. And ball is turned over. Not sure the player was on his feet, but he's been turned over anyway. Now here's Darcy. Can't get on the outside of Luatua, who makes a good tackle. Ball is loose. Ball is there for Retallick. Dragged down by Murray, the halfback. There it is for Nonu. Savia works it away to Ben Smith. Looking to go through Ben Smith. Just on the Irish side of halfway. Long period of play here. And a penalty. Another one for the All Blacks.
Yeah, well, they were a bit unlucky not to get the last one. Heaslip never released the tackled player.
Then you must release. I asked you quite clearly down there. Back you go, please.
Got away with one. They didn't get away with the other. Now the decision has to be made again, and a word with the skipper.
Well, he wants to know whether he thinks he's got the distance here, and he's going to have a go.
Ball.
Well, this is the way that New Zealand will want the game to start to flow.
I explained it there quite clearly. I asked him again, he had to release and he didn't. If I have to speak to him again to release and he doesn't, it may well be more than a penalty, okay?
Just talking about O'Brien there. He's had a couple of yarns to him.
Looks like the All Blacks, sorry, Justin, looks like the All Blacks might be going to the bench again. Owen Franks and Liam Messon about to come on.
I was about to say before that, the All Blacks would quite like the game to come up unstructured. It's where they're at their best. I think Ireland prefer the structure.
Driscoll looking keen to come back too.
Cruden's kick he's dragged it. Didn't really look as though he hit it well.
He tried to overhit it, didn't he? So it's probably at the extent of his range. He just tried to hit it too hard. It wasn't really the rhythm there.
Ireland making a change. And, well, they're bringing off Peter O'Mahony. And McLaughlin on in jersey 20. The change is made for the All Blacks. Falmawina and Stephen Luatua are the players coming off.
I think Falmawina's had a magnificent game. I really do.
Leaves the All Blacks without lock cover, though.
Yes, it does. As Sexton kicks out from the 22. In goes McCaw and claims it. And Ireland having a real go for this. Now Aaron Smith works it off to Nonu. Here is Retallick once again. Aaron Smith, Nonu, looking to line up Kieran Reid. Hasn't had much space to work in today, Kieran Reid. There's Aaron Smith for Cruden. Quick hands, Retallick. Cole's got into a bit of a gap. Pops it up nicely for Owen Franks. Just recently on the field. Here's Nonu. Oh, fell over. And lost the ball and got penalised. Everything went wrong.
Yeah, he's unlucky, Nonu. He just tried to took the little outside step. Fell. And because of that, he had no supporters around him because he shaped the pass. So he shapes the pass, the little outside step. Because he falls, the All Black player was waiting for the pass. The arriving player, Aaron Smith, who was always to the breakdown second or third, was just slightly too late to try and help him out.
Tackled,
but unlucky.
Tackled by a leprechaun, do you think? Maybe it's their day.
Good probing kick by Jonathan Sexton.
Nearly 3/4 of the way through the game, still 12 points behind. And the crowd trying to ride Ireland home.
1905 they first played. Sean Cronin. Nicely off the top from Toner. Now Sexton slings it wide for Fitzgerald. Rob Carney, who was in danger of going off the field 5 minutes ago, is dragged down in the tackle, and the ball is there as Ireland. They haven't had a lot of ball in the second half, and here is the new man, Kieran McLaughlin. Off it goes to Sexton. Cronin has been everywhere, the replacement hooker, and the ball is there for Conor Murray, and good front-on tackle by Reid on O'Connell as off it goes again to Heaslip, and he slipped a good pass too, but it's been lost and picked up by Franks, and he'll play the knock on Ireland.
It's not bad though. It's good work and it's confrontational, which they've been all day. There's the distraught Brian O'Driscoll. He took a very heavy head knock. He tried to rush in on Retallick. Sure, he would prefer to be out in the field than sitting there, but he's played his part, Brian O'Driscoll, under an injury cloud before the game. He's come on, he's been into everything.
Well, he got
he'll be willing them home, TJ.
Sorry, mate, he got as far as the sideline, but he just couldn't convince them that he was okay. Ireland 20 minutes from history.
Yes, mate.
12-point lead as Reid leaves it for Aaron Smith. Now Cruden standing outside the 22 but finding a heap of space, and that's a very good kick from Aaron Cruden. He had to make sure that he bounced it, and he has done so, and it's taken down play to near the 22. Well, Joe Schmidt, born in New Zealand of course, and so also John Plumtree. No, the brains trust and the coaching staff. What a big moment it'd be as we see another replacement.
Yeah, Ben Franks in 17 for Wyatt Crockett.
So Steve Hansen releasing the bench. As Sean Cronin about to throw. Does so. Oh, he's over the top, and it's been grabbed by Whitelock. A bit of a break here for the All Blacks as Nonu hands it on. Here's Crotty cutting back on the inside.
Pass his feet, he can use his feet, it's a run.
It's Massey. Now he's got it. Aaron Smith. And he gets Retallick. Now snapped up by Messam, who only found out this morning he was playing as a reserve in this game. Here's Retallick. Sends it away. Cruden stabs it through. The runner's coming. And Carney gets nailed in a big tackle by Kieran Reid. Whether he was still in the air or not's another thing. And that's, I think, the reason we're getting this crowd reaction. Players are playing another little game over here, but the referee won't allow this.
Well, they were going to check now. He certainly was in the air, but it was from a grubber kick. He sort of jumped into it. What could Reid do?
The first instinct is that he caught it and landed into him. So unless that flag is willfully taken in the air, we're going to carry on. Have a look for me, please. Thank you.
So it's going upstairs here to Graham Hughes. So it's Carney and Reid.
Looks like a penalty.
Yeah, but, you know. I do understand the letter of the law. You can't tackle a player when he's in the air, but Reid was, you could see there he was committed. It was a grubber kick, not a usual bomb. So that's been grubbering along the ground. It's just bounced and Carney's decided to jump up. You know what? Hard to pull out. Very difficult.
Yes, you can see the funny side of it.
Yeah, well, he milked it pretty well, to be fair.
I don't imagine Kieran Reid can.
No, he was frustrated, Kieran Reid. I can see why. I understand his thought process when he was approaching that player. It wasn't a bomb that went in the air, so...
But it's just another one of those moments, isn't it? So many times in this game when the All Blacks have got into an attacking situation, there's been a mistake or a penalty. And all the while, the clock ticks down.
Well, the clock becomes important now. Just 17 and a half as the loose pass is delivered. Now Cronin gets it off to Heaslip. Ireland playing just near their own 22 as Murray hoists high. Savia waits. Bowe goes at him. Bowe can't lower him though. Two big men, and Savia gets it up to the 10-metre line. Now McCaw. Ooh, that was close to forward as he shoveled it on. Now Aaron Smith away for Cruden. Here is Jane, gets a nice pass off to Crotty, looking for support on the outside as the All Blacks continue to ask questions of this Irish defence, which is holding really well, as Aaron Smith whips it off the ground for Cruden. Now here's Ben Smith up in the line. Even though he's playing in 13, he's at fullback now. Coles moves it on. Savia's got a bit of space, and Sexton makes a vital tackle. Ball is there for Aaron Smith. Cruden away for Retallick, and here goes Nonu. Pops the pass nicely for Ben Smith. This is starting to look promising as McCaw stands over it. Savia puts it on the ground for McCaw to carry on down the blind side. Now here goes Retallick. Huge work rate today from him. Owen Franks, the Franks brothers there. Ben Franks, I think he's got there. I think he's got there. Ben Franks has crashed over for possibly his second test try.
Try is good.
And the try is good.
That's superb from the All Blacks. That time they were direct. They didn't sort of try to throw too many passes at the advantage line. They went nice and solid into players. Got over the advantage line. Because of that, the recycle was good. And they get close to the line, and Franks pounces. And what an opportune time to score his second test try for the All Blacks.
Well, they absolutely had to make that count. Too many times they've been down there today and have not been able to turn it into points. The kick's important. The kick goes over, then a converted try would give them the lead.
Good check, boys. You working okay?
So some running repairs on the try scorer.
Good, okay.
In the meantime, TJ, I just think I saw Corey Jane leaving the field.
Yes, he's gone back to the bench, and Bowden Barrett is on in 22. So maybe Smith to the wing and Barrett to fullback now.
Now Ireland charging early here, as Cruden's kick is a good one. So he makes the conversion, and suddenly it's closed up, 22-17.
Ireland about to make more changes. Declan Fitzpatrick in 18, Mike McCarthy in 19. Devon Toner, the big man, he's had a really good game leaving the field as we have another look at that powerful run by Savia and the finish by Franks. And Mike Ross, the other player, coming off. So a change in the front row, change at lock for Ireland.
Less than 15 remaining. The All Blacks now within one scoring play. Closest they've been for a long time, as the kickoff goes down to Aaron Smith. And he's immediately going to send it back and put it into touch. So let's have a look here. Looks like Bowden Barrett back at fullback now. Ben Smith back at... Where's he on the wing?
No, he'll go to the wing.
Yeah.
Crotty at centre. So it really is a reshuffled back line. Well, the fitness of this All Black team has been superb. Ireland now definitely trying to slow things down.
Well, they're trying to hang on. They're losing the second half big time. Obviously, points are very evident, but also they just can't get their hands on the ball in the right areas.
Have they got the impact with those players off the bench too?
Cronin throws. O'Connell, the captain, reaches up, and they try and control it with O'Brien at the back of the maul. It worked so well for them in the first half, and it's working all right here too. O'Brien still going with the ball, and they moved it away well. There's the odd stray All Black in there, and now the ball is on the ground.
Rock is called.
And Healy is standing over this. And off goes Healy, thumped to the ground. Reid was in there to make a tackle. Now a charge by McLaughlin. Here's a cross kick for Tommy Bowe. Barrett is up. Oh, beautiful hands, Bowden Barrett. And he released the pass nicely here to Ben Smith. Well, the quality of Bowden Barrett showing through immediately, as now he gets the ball again and has a bit of a dab. Snapped up by McCaw, and the All Blacks have that all-important ball, which they've had plenty of in the second half, as Cruden works it away to Owen and Ben Franks, the Franks brothers, and laid back as Aaron Smith slings it off. Here's Barrett, spins nicely. Made an immediate impact as Aaron Smith again. Now Cruden up to the line he goes. Ben Franks gets a bit of support from his brother once more as Aaron Smith. Here's Savia, turns it back. Barrett again. Played a bit of rugby in Ireland. Bowden Barrett, he sails into another gap. An Irish player is down. I think there was a bit of a head collision there, maybe with Barrett. Barrett came out okay. Here's Cruden. And Ireland only hanging on now as the All Blacks recycle the ball outstandingly well. Oh, penalty against Sam Whitelock, came in on the angle.
Well, Cian Healy's the man down. He looked like he was out cold. In fact, there's a couple of them down. They're just hanging on now, but that penalty, that's gold.
5.
Bowden Barrett.
Well, I think that's where the injury came. I think as Barrett went past him, the elbow caught him. Here it is here. It wasn't an extended elbow. And Healy's having to leave the field. He's hobbling off. He's been heroic today.
Yeah, he has. I agree. He's just had a monumental game.
Jack McGrath in 17.
They can't have many left, Ireland.
Now Isaac Boss, 21, and I think Luke Madigan. They've only got 2 back reserves now.
But what an impact. Exactly what you need as a coach. They must be satisfied. Well, they're obviously still pretty anxious up in that All Black coaching box, but when you inject the player and he comes on and makes an impact like that, he carried the ball about 4 times and caused all sorts of havoc, Beauden Barrett. When you see that, when you're out in the field and you see that player come on, if you're on the field, the other players just recognise they need to try and get that ball to the guy who can break them open.
Well, it's the replacement hooker, Cronin, who's now been treated as the crowd start to sing the fields of Athenry.
I mentioned Beauden Barrett had spent time in Ireland, just as a youngster, actually, when his family was over here. And he does regard it as his second home. Won't admit to it, but it's understood that he was the Irish under-10 cross-country champion.
Wow.
Can't remember. You'd think you remember that sort of thing.
Well, you'd think so.
Again, Ireland walking to the line out. Now they get onto a trot, they get the hurry up.
They've got just over 10 minutes to hold out this All Black team and create history. And they're getting all the support they could expect as the line-out throw is good. Off it goes to Sexton, who drops a clever little kick in here. And Savia read it pretty well. Barrett has a hack at it. It's been snapped up, and it's going to be a knock-on. Well, that was clever. Very clever from Jonathan Sexton.
Certainly was. And look at the chase. The chase was very good as well. That's O'Brien. But through first was Fitzgerald. He got there nice and early. There's Heslip as well. It was just timed absolutely superbly, and they all knew what was going on. They all poured through the line. No All Blacks could sort of block their passage through.
Well, what it does is it gives Ireland field position. Maybe even an opportunity to milk the penalty that would put the game out of reach.
Well, you'd think they'd go for the scrum, but there's been so many changes that the dynamic of the scrum would have changed from both sides.
So Conor Murray feeds the scrum. It's under a good deal of pressure. Now it straightens okay. Nobody can get their feet moving. Heaslip snaps it up. Murray away for Darcy. Here's a little kick through by Murray. Bow coming onto this, and Barrett can't do anything else but step into touch.
Oh, that's 2 great plays from Johnny Sexton. That's got the flags waving again, and now Ireland can sniff it once more.
I'll tell you who has been very good today, and that's Conor Murray. Scored the first try. He's been very good at the breakdowns. He's directed the traffic. He's hit the right players. He's gone the right direction. He's had a superb game in the 9 jersey for Ireland. This is a big moment in the All Black season, right here, right now. Big players need to stand up, and what an appropriate couple in shot. Kieran Reid, Richie McCaw, all their experience will be needed.
They'll go to O'Connell, surely.
So Sean Cronin.
They're staying down, the All Blacks.
O'Connell gets it cleanly, immediately gives it to O'Brien. Now they've got to make some progress, otherwise the referee will demand they release it. They're crabbing across a wee bit. Now they get a little bit of forward momentum. And there's a few backs in there helping out too. 5 metres away. Still there. Look at all the backs are in. There's only a couple missing now. They go to ground. Now the trick is they go, oh, they're going to penalty. Well.
This is huge. One of the biggest moments you would have to think in Jonathan Sexton's career. There's no doubt he will take the 3. That will push them outside of the converted try, Ireland. If he can convert this, you'd think they would probably hang on, Ireland. The All Blacks are capable of getting 7. I have no doubt in my mind. But whether or not they can get 10 in 5 minutes is the bigger ask. What a kick, what a moment. The crowd will go deathly silent. Deathly silent.
Well, the penalty was for collapsing the maul And now Sexton, well, he's about 14 in from touch. This is normally meat and drink for him. Such a good goal kicker.
But this could change and recreate history. It'll look further away than it ever has.
No. Pushed it to the right. Well, after all of that, it's still a 5-point advantage.
And the All Blacks live.
Cruden goes quickly. As we look at the kick drifting away, back to live action. The All Blacks have the ball again as Cruden. And the All Blacks, well, they'll keep the ball in hand, you'd imagine, as Retallick lays it back. Now Nonu, quick hands, and it was loose. Savio goes crawling back into the field of play. And Ireland are back to having to defend a lot as Aaron Smith frees it away for Cruden. Here's Retallick. How many times has he carried the ball today?
He's in trouble here, though. They need to get it back, the All Blacks.
Finally did. Cruden in position, goes wide this time. Here's Reid ranging out. Good tackle there by Luke Fitzgerald as Cruden slings it away into centre field, just looking for an opening to occur. Aaron Smith again. Now Nonu, Barrett, McCaw, he's got Coles. Coles hands it off to Savia, very close to the touchline, too close. And the clock goes ticking by, 4.5.
It does. It was a big hit from Kevin McLaughlin.
Well, Johnny Sexton's day is done. That missed kick, his last act of the game. And on comes Ian Madigan in 22 to close it out.
Just wonder whether or not the All Blacks there needed to actually just kick it right down into the Ireland territory, into the 22, and force them to then either kick it back out or force them to do something with it. At the moment, playing from that deep is quite dangerous.
I don't think Ireland have got it in them to run it any. They're just hanging on here.
Yeah, they are.
They're hanging on well.
Well, they'll hang on when they can defend well inside the All Blacks' own half, can't they?
Big throw again for Sean Cronin. And he does. He gets it right. Connor Murray. And now ducking his way through was Ian Madigan. Murray goes wide again. Fitzgerald has a crack. Now the All Blacks have held him up here, but it's going to be there for Murray. Charging onto it is big Kevin McLaughlin. All the replacement players there. Nonu almost got it.
Lost now.
Still the clock heading towards the 80, and perhaps history. McCaw's in after this. He's just beaten to the ball and no more.
Did well there, Connor Murray. McCaw has hands on it and he's strong.
Just happy to hang on to the ball. Not going anywhere. In fact, going backwards at this stage, Ireland.
Well, if they can hang on, it'll be enough.
Proud right behind Ireland here. Down goes Declan Fitzpatrick.
Let's keep the feet, please.
Connor Murray. The All Blacks desperate to get their hands on this. There's McCaw piling in, trying to get a hold of it. Can't do so. Now the kick. So now Barrett waits. Heaslip lining him up. And well controlled this time, Bowden Barrett. He's looked really dangerous with the ball, but now it's free. And here's an opportunity. And Cruden glides off into the gap. His supporters with Nonu. Oh, he's lost it. Couldn't hang on. Big moment in the game.
Massive moment.
Snapped up by McLaughlin. Ireland have it back. He's still playing advantage. It won't last long. It's only a knock-on advantage. And back it comes. And this time the kick is made. And, oh, yes, worked out well. Rolled it into touch. That'll kill a bit more time. Conor Murray, he has been immense.
They need to get moving, the All Blacks. This is Cruden jinking his way across field. Just slightly out in front of Nonu. Couldn't grab it with that left hand. The crowd rises.
2 minutes to go. Reid wins the line-out. Off it goes to Cruden. Here's McCaw. Trapped inside his own 22. As Smith clears it off. Cruden tries something different. He's given away possession. Well, he had to try it, I guess. Complaining to the referee, but no response from Nigel Owens. So now can Ireland kill the last 2 minutes off?
Come the day and come the hour.
History possibly about to be made here in Dublin, where it all started in 1905. As O'Connell, what a game from the skipper. All Blacks come up off the line very quickly. But Ireland, as we get towards the last minute, what a result this will be. All Blacks can't get the ball. Murray waits. Still on the Irish side. Crowd absolutely roaring. And why not? Still on the Irish side. Penalty to the All Blacks. Now, have they got time to kick it out? No, McCaw's tapped and gone. No, he wants to come back.
He's got time to take the touch.
Not bothering with it. They're going to run it. Ben Smith. Only seconds left. You'd have to think next time. Here's Kieran Reid. Can they pull it out of the fire? Barrett lays it back. Aaron Smith sends it wide to Whitelock.
Got to get it to Severe.
Still stuck around the halfway line. Here's Nonu. Off it goes to Ben Smith again. Desperate defence from the Irish.
Oh, they're cutting off the outside really well.
Time is up.
The two Franks brothers combined.
Next stoppage will be it.
The whole season hangs on this for the All Blacks. Ben Smith. Here's Kieran Reid. Got it back to Ben Smith. They're near the 22 with Nonu. Nonu again. Got it up to Crotty. Now they're close to the 22. Crowd all standing. What a moment this is. Here's Cruden, drops the pass off. Savia. Here's Messam, 5 metres away. Aaron Smith goes in again. Nonu, standing flat-footed. Lays it back. Aaron Smith scoops it away to Cruden. Here's Coles.
What a pass!
Coles!
What a pass!
Ryan Crotty scores!
Oh, my goodness!
They've managed it.
Check for me, please.
It's 22 each.
Just check the pass there, please.
Oh, he wants to check for a forward pass.
A pass from Dane Coles to Ryan Crotty.
Oh, here's the game.
It looked good to me.
Just checking, yes.
It
Well,
looked good to me.
If this is okay, then the kick for the 100% record.
Nothing wrong with it.
Looked fine. Surely it's a try.
3 is fine. Where was the one before you're looking at it?
On the second to last, not the last pass.
Say again?
The second to last one, not the last.
Not the other one. The 23 looks okay to me.
Yeah.
Look okay to you. Look at the one before.
The one before from the from the fly half. Okay.
That's the one I think. Yeah. You can look at the both. The second one looks okay.
I agree. Coles is fine. I think this one's fine as well. This is try time.
Look at the both.
Well, the crowd thinks it thinks it's forward.
Of course they do.
Big call here for Graham Hughes of England.
There's nothing wrong with both of those passes.
Well, we've seen some ridiculous calls made this weekend.
Nigel.
Yes.
Yep, you may award the try. This is for 5.
It's going to happen.
Pass is fine and may award the try.
You may, yeah.
Well, Ireland are distraught because they're still not going to win regardless of this kick.
How much ticker does this team have? They look gone. With 2 minutes to play, they look gone. Such belief.
And now it's all focus on Aaron Cruden for the perfect season. 14 from 14. The crowd not silent now. Again, they charged early. The kick is...
He'll get another go at it. He has to get another go. Yep,
Well,
he has to. That's the rules.
what drama. He gets another go. Ireland charged early.
Don't charge.
And this time, no charge at all.
Charge early. Stay.
This time yes, exactly. But that's the rules. You cannot charge until the kicker starts to move his way forward.
No charge.
Right, here he goes, Aaron Cruden. And this time, he's nailed it. And the All Blacks win. And they stay unbeaten through 2013. The first time it's happened in the professional era.
The final score, Ireland 22, New Zealand 24. The man of the match presentation will take place on pitch in a few moments' time. As always, thank you for your wonderful support of Irish rugby. Let's have a nice warm round of applause for our
There's Brian O'Driscoll. Probably, well, they do say his last game against the All Blacks. What a spirited performance from Ireland, you'd probably have to say. They're very unlucky. They did enough, you would think, to have won this game, but somehow this All Black machine conspired to beat them in the dying minutes of this match. Not only managing to salvage a draw with a try, they got 2 goes at a conversion and actually won the match when it looked all but gone. It looked gone. Such is the quality and the inner and self-belief in this team.
Well, disappointment for Ireland, no question about that. They did everything but. And really, I guess Johnny Sexton will reflect on the penalty that missed, which would have given them the 8-point lead, and the All Blacks wouldn't have got back then. Isaac Boss talking to an old teammate there. And it's handshakes all round. I think it's more relief, Justin.
I think it is relief because they will admit themselves they probably... It was too far gone. They dug themselves a hole that only Ireland were going to let them out of. And in the finish, it was the missed opportunity. You'd have to say, Johnny Sexton, if he had made that kick, it was beyond. It just showed that it was beyond the All Blacks to get more than the 7. But they got the opportunity with 4 minutes to go, and they had enough in them. They just had enough. You have to feel for Ireland, though, because they were good enough today. They were good enough to win.
Well, they've been so close on